I just finished reading Nine Princes in Amber by Roger Zelazny. It has been a lot longer than a decade since the last time I read it. It's pretty good. It's a relatively short novel, but there's enough that happens that you won't feel like you read a novella. The central character, Corwin, um, actually develops some, but you do get a very real sense that he is a person with a rich history, and the mythos feels real. It feels like someone spent quite a while developing it. We're not talking the Malazan Book of the Fallen or Lord of the Rings and Silmarillion levels of depth, but the author has clearly thought it out. Um, as someone who has read the books before, uh, I liked the foreshadowing, um, and some of it was just absolutely clanging with foreshadowing, but there were some things that showed up in the book. Um, I am pretty sure that there are bits of this book that I will only appreciate once I have finished the first five novel cycle, or perhaps once I have finished the entire 10 books of the Chronicles of Amber. But I'd recommend it. Um, we have a main character who's kind of an asshole, but who seems to have become less of an asshole. Um, yeah. So if I was gonna ask myself, would I recommend this, or rather, who would I recommend it to? It's not great as a literature novel. It's very plot driven. Um, the characters are relatively few, but reasonably well drawn. Like, you don't get the feeling that all of them already have an enormous backstory that you are just getting into. But I don't know, perhaps I'm being unkind to them. Um, the prose is fine. Like, no one's going to write home about it, except that there's one part when Corwin, Prince of Amber, is going down into the sea to Rebma, which is the undersea version of Amber, the city of which all other cities are mere reflection. The prose is kind of purple there. You definitely notice the contrast. Other things that I found kind of ridiculous. Uh, Corwin and his brother Blaise lead a fleet and an army respectively in to the city of Amber, and they have absolutely ungodly, unbelievable, completely unrealistic casualty rates. You do not have 90% casualty rates in under 6 months and have an army continue. You do not literally get down to the last 10 men out of most of a million and have them continue. It does not happen. But then again, the creatures that make this movie, well, that make up the army, that make up the navy, they're not men. If you like plot-driven fantasy with entertaining characters and a lot going on, read it. If you don't, don't.